Hey guys, Ips here with the top 5 plays of week 4. I apologize that this is up late again. I think this is the second time. But past 2 weeks I have been super busy with school and real life stuff, commissions, and I mean it's even been hard to record stuff for myself, my channel, and stuff like that. It sort of sucks, but at least it's up, I guess. I'll try to record earlier if I have time, week 5. Hopefully week 5 will actually be on time. But if you haven't watched all the matches, make sure to do that. Subscribe to all the coaches as well as the announcers, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna sip my Coke and fucking get into this. So first up is, or I should say 5th on the list, is the Houston Axus against the Detroit Lipards. Houston Axus being Slacks, Detroit Lipards of course being Cypher, and this wasn't really a play, but I feel like throughout week 4 there wasn't any huge plays that happened, but this unfortunate event, I guess you could say, basically turned the game around. Of course, if you haven't watched it, go watch it because it's surprising, I guess. But Togekiss on Slack's side was putting in a huge amount of work. It was putting in a lot of work, and what happened was Cypher brought in his army, he went for an Ice Beam, and Slack's Togekiss got frozen, which sucks for Slacks because that was basically his win condition at that point. And Togekiss could have cleaned up the match, could have basically, I guess, swept his team, but you never know. Things like that do happen, Ice Beam freeze and stuff like that, which is really unfortunate. But that basically meant that Slacks wasn't able to pull out the win just because of that. So on fourth on the list is going to be Ragenauts being the Memphis Earthlings against Just Weavile being Wolverhampton Weaviles. I feel like there was quite a few decent plays in this match, but the thing that actually stood out for me, I mean, this is really arguable, it's just in my opinion. It's not a huge play or anything, but I was really surprised by this. It was actually the first turn. Ragenaut brought out his Elf, and Just Weavile brought out his Chandelure. Chandelure was Scarfed, and Ragenaut knew that it would most likely be Scarfed, so he ran a physical Azelf that was Scarfed as well, and had knockoff. First turn went for it and straight up knocked out the Chandelure. Chandelure could have definitely put in work later on in the match. Chandelure is definitely a really good mon. Against Ragenaut's team, I feel like it could have done a lot, so bringing the Choice Scarf, actually prepping for that, and straight up going for it, not even trying to hide the fact that it's Choice Scarf, was pretty smart in my opinion on Ragenaut's side. Could have played. He could have saved it for later, as in hit away the Choice Scarf, but I thought it was pretty nice on his part. So 3rd on the list is going to be the Anister Umbreons against Pittsburgh Steelers. Anister Umbreons being Mystic and Pittsburgh Steelers being IPA. What happened here was Mystic actually brought a Choice Scarf Donphan, which is pretty cool, as well as he prepped for potential Crawdon sweep. So he brought his Milotic, which had Icy Wind, which again was really smart on his part because towards the end of the match, IPA was setting up with his Crawdons, and what he was doing here was really smart because he could have taken back the match easily. He could have just gone for a few Aqua Jets or a Waterfall or something like that, taken out the Milotic, then the Donphan, then the Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir is not taking a +2 Aqua Jet, and because most Donphans are pretty bulky, I presume he didn't even want to actually go for an Aqua Jet, just to make sure that it would kill. And I mean, no one's gonna run Choice Scarf Donphan, right? Wrong, because fucking Mystic ran it, and he outsped the Crawdon, went for play off, and that was the end of Crawdons, and that was basically the game. 2-0 win in Mystic's favor. Second on the list is going to be the Viridian Beedrills against the East Lansing Toxic Rogues, Dench against Poi. It did result in a 6-0 because of Dench actually getting a sweep off with a physical Kingdra, which was pretty nice on Dench's part, of course. Dench had a Kingdra in, and Poi had an Empoleon in. Dench predicted the Stealth Rocks on the Empoleon to go, for him to go for that. So set up a D-Dance, went for a Waterfall, and actually got a flinch on the Kingdra, which on the Empoleon, sorry, which kind of mattered because he easily could have roared Kingdra out, and because of the flinch, he was able to basically sweep Poi. Well, not basically, yeah, he fucking swept Poi. And finally, last on the list is the Leeds Rhyhorn against the St. Louis Sableyes. Leeds Rhyhorn being Jordy, St. Louis Sableyes being Dan. What happened here was Jordy had a Gyarados in against a Cresselia, and obviously Cresselia has Levitate, fucking Gyarados has Earthquake, and he predicts the switch into Magnezone. Because Dan obviously knew that Magnezone could take a hit, could take a Waterfall or whatever, and Jordy actually went for an Earthquake here, which was a really nice play. Of course, keeping in Cresselia was a safe play, but Gyarados, I'm pretty sure, would have been able to whittle down the Cresselia pretty fast. If it wasn't the right spread and stuff like that. But again, it was a really risky play on Jordy's part, but it definitely paid off. And I guess that's sort of Jordy's style. He plays really risky, but he knows when they're going to switch, or he knows when to make the play. I mean, if you don't fucking tell him or anything, but if you catch him out there, then you won. If you can play around that, that is... Don't play unpredictable, because he will predict that, basically. I guess, maybe. I don't know. That's bad advice. But of course, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend, all that good stuff. Make sure to subscribe to all the announcers as well, the coaches. My name's Ips. Yee.